okay? You even see people like Wendy's the restaurant, completely roasting the heck out of Katy Perry for what she did. The backlash to this entire thing has been hilarious, but the people that aren't finding it very funny are people like Katy Perry and some of the other celebrities.
Wendy posted, Wendy's, the fast food chain. Yeah. Can we send her back?
Oh!
Now Wendy's is refusing to apologize for the post, despite the backlash.
The celebrities like Katy Perry, who are sent on the stunning and brave girl boss mission into outer space for Blue Origin, are now having complete and total meltdowns over the backlash that they've been receiving for the past 48 hours in response.
An all-female Blue Origin space crew with celebrities including Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, and Gayle King has been hilariously mocked after it returned to Earth following an 11-minute trip into the Earth's atmosphere.
And real astronauts are extremely intelligent scientists who've been tested to the limits of their physical and mental fitness. But this was really not women in space. It was stupid people in space. This was the lowest IQ space crew that has ever been launched from Earth.
They're treating her like she was in Nam. Where are my babies? My babies, like she was almost dead. Here's Katy Perry. Kisses the ground. Right. You were in such danger. She too. Okay, kisses the ground. Somebody already, you should be kissing Oprah. Oprah's there. Kiss Oprah. She's worth far more to you than the ground. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, truly, it's like they're right back from Nam. What did they do?
That was one small step for womankind, one giant leap backwards for mankind, as far as I can see.
To this insane cringe that unfortunately we all had to suffer through. I mean, the cringe has been off the charts with this entire thing, and pretty much the entire internet hates what they did here.
Katy Perry jumped out of the aircraft and kissed the ground in a painfully cringe moment that has been roasted online.
Katie!
This commentator said, "Cool story. She got to ride in a rocket with other women."
Is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space.
Katy Perry was quoted as saying, "We're putting the ass in astronauts." Okay, all right. You go, girl. This is so...
This is why she needs empowering, because she keeps revealing her stupidity like that, and we have to boost her back up.
Katy Perry went to space for 11 minutes, and within hours, the internet crowned a new hero, a chimpanzee from 1961. What started as a historic all-female mission quickly spiraled into chaos. Instead of wonder, people saw selfies. Instead of inspiration, they saw a PR stunt. And somewhere between the flower holding and GoPro glamour shots, the memes took over. Then came the real burn. Comparisons to Ham the Chimp, who flew higher, trained harder, and actually advanced science. By the time South Park dropped its parody, the damage was done. Let's unpack how a spaceflight meant to uplift turned Katy Perry into the punchline of the year. On April 14th, 2025, Blue Origin's NS-25 mission was meant to be a milestone, an all-female flight to the edge of space backed by science and symbolism. But when the live stream rolled, awe turned to awkward. Instead of gazing out at Earth, Katy Perry stared straight into her phone, floating in zero gravity, lips glossed, camera locked. The world expected wonder.
Sorry, but I'm like, why are you... Don't show your boobs. Don't talk about your ass. Don't get your specially made spacesuit so that we can make sure to see all your curves.
They got a space selfie moment that felt more TikTok than NASA. Social media exploded. You get 3 minutes in space, and you pick the front camera? Reddit, X, and TikTok turned it into parody gold. Memes labeled it NS Perry. Even Gayle King caught heat for waving at Oprah instead of the planet. Jeff Bezos showed up in a cowboy hat. Rumors swirled about Beyoncé FaceTiming mid-flight. But Katy? She took the brunt. What was framed as a celebration of women in STEM morphed into a floating influencer photo shoot. Less legacy, more like a brand activation in zero-G. And if you thought that was the peak of the cringe, you haven't met the guys from South Park yet. And just when you thought the trolling had peaked, the internet brought out the chimp. No, really. Ham the Chimpanzee. NASA's test pilot from 1961, started trending alongside Katy.
What did these women do? Like, honestly, one is sleeping with a billionaire who created this program and is jetting people, to outer space for like 10 minutes, for as long as like your average YouTube video takes.
Memes flooded in comparing his historic flight to hers. The punchline? Ham trained for 2 years. Katy trained for 2 days. Ham pulled levers under 15 Gs. Katy held a flower. Even the monkey did more. The comparisons weren't subtle, and they weren't kind. Ham's mission, it turns out, lasted longer, flew higher, and actually helped launch the US space program. Katy's, according to critics, a floating PR stunt with zero scientific value. It didn't help that footage surfaced of the capsule door being accidentally opened mid-livestream, or that Bezos tripped trying to open the hatch with a tool no one needed. At this point, public perception wasn't just turning, it was spiraling. From global inspiration to meme material, to being upstaged by a chimp.
Okay. They had nothing to do with any of the engineering. They're just looking for famous faces who could draw attention to Jeff Bezos' weird little rocket. His first little rocket looks exactly like a penis.
The internet didn't just react, it erupted. Within hours of Katy Perry's space selfie hitting the timeline, TikTok lit up with edits. Her floating pose got synced to E.T., dubbed over with alien soundtracks, and memed into oblivion. Influencer first, astronaut never. And Twitter? Savage. Olivia Munn called it gluttony at Mach 3. Emily Ratajkowski posted a moody selfie. End time S. Amy Schumer? Finally, a star as far from down to earth as her music. Even Wendy's joined the roast. Can we send her back? 400,000 likes, QPR panic, and a classic corporate walkback. Just spicy humor. But the damage was done. Environmental watchdogs jumped in next, breaking down the CO2 emissions of an 11-minute joyride. The numbers were brutal. Hashtags exploded, # climate clout, # rich girls in space, # payload of ego pundits compared it to the Titanic. News anchors rolled their eyes. Activists called it a carbon-fueled influencer stunt.
This is what bothers me, because I've certainly read some of the things online, coming from people that I know, that I like, that I consider friends. Space is not a...
And it's really bad. You know that the cringe is completely off the charts when you have other celebrities.
One late-night punchline summed it up. Bezos launched a spaceship to prove Katy Perry could still be tone-deaf. This wasn't a 24-hour meme cycle. It was a full-blown narrative collapse. And while most celebrities would lay low, Katy did the opposite.
Either or. It's a both and because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. And what you're doing in space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet clean.
2 days post-flight, Katy Perry made a bold move, and it backfired. She posted a slick montage of hate tweets backed by her song Roar with the caption, "Imagine getting dragged for inspiring young women to explore space. Cue internet chaos." Her fans called it empowering. But, to everyone else, it felt like deflection. Critics slammed it as tone-deaf. Even Joe Rogan chimed in, "If courage means staring into a GoPro, count me in." Instead of ending the backlash, she lit it up again. Space Karen merch flooded Etsy. Her Instagram turned into a war zone. Insiders say her PR team pleaded with her to take it down. She didn't. And now, the controversy wasn't just trending, it was starting to stick.
Katy Perry, I just want to congratulate you on being the first astronaut to sing in space for real. Thanks, Jeff. It was one small step for women, one giant leap for my Lifetime's tour. By the way, it's Captain Perry now.
The memes were brutal, but the career hits? Way worse. Within a week, headlines claimed Katy was reconsidering her Las Vegas residency. Sponsors stalled, streams dipped by 12%. A leaked industry email even said fashion deals were on hold until the chaos cooled off. Her team denied it, but insiders whispered she regrets the spectacle a lot. Even Gayle King stepped in, saying the mission inspired girls everywhere. Critics weren't buying it. Ticket sales slipped. Hype evaporated. Katy's brand wasn't just bruised, it was bleeding. And just when it looked like the storm might pass, South Park struck. Trey Parker and Matt Stone locked onto the chaos like heat-seeking missiles. Season 27, Episode 4. Animated. Katy gets Botox in space. Her face melts in zero gravity. Bezos returns as a mind-controlling alien villain. Diddy floats by in a prison jumpsuit, mumbling about secret lists. The entire episode is a takedown of influencer culture, celebrity egos in orbit, and the absurdity of space as a brand launch. Paramount loved it. Katy? Not so much. Just as she tries to move on, she's about to be turned into cartoon history. And Blue Origin? They're scrambling, because the next punch is going to land hard.
I know you're just a simple businessman, but I went to space for real. That makes me Space Captain Perry.
While Katy took the heat, Blue Origin was melting down behind the scenes. What was supposed to be a milestone mission for women in STEM turned into a viral circus, and the company's top brass knew it. Jeff Bezos hit the press tour, flanked by fiancée Lauren Sanchez, calling the flight a win for science. The company blog pushed hard: carbon offsets, scholarship funds, STEM curriculum in the works. Anything to shift the story from cringe to credibility. But inside, engineers weren't celebrating. A leaked report from Ars Technica said teams were exasperated. Decades of aerospace work had been reduced to a floating influencer moment.
Excuse me, Captain. Hello? We have a problem. You need to get down here right away. All right, we'll be right there. What's the problem? Please, Jeff. You don't know as much about this stuff as I do. I sang in space for real, after all. So
We launched a precision vehicle into suborbital space, and all anyone cares about is Katy Perry's lip gloss. Behind closed doors, execs started drafting new flight rules. Rumors even surfaced about banning personal filming devices for future passengers. Yes, they're rewriting policy to avoid another selfie scandal. Still, the damage was done. PR analysts estimated $240 million in brand value gone in a single quarter. Sponsors stalled, education partners pulled back. Blue Origin didn't just lose face, it lost trust. And while Bezos tried to spin the mission as a success, the real chaos was just starting. Online, among the fans.
when we heard Katy Perry sing, it was triggering for us. I mean, who the hell makes a real spaceflight about themselves by trying to sing to an entire planet without consent? Some organisms are very sensitive to terrible music, you know. Also, launching that much plastic into space is technically littering.
Turns out, they were there for 11 minutes, none of them actually controlled the spacecraft, and Katy Perry had the most dramatic exit I think I've ever seen. Girl, why are you kissing the Earth? You were gone for 10 minutes. This is literally a more dramatic exit than the two people who were stuck on the International Space Station for 10 months.
What started as a feel-good flight became a full-blown internet roast. South Park torched it, the public turned, and yes, even a chimp got more respect. Some say Katy was unfairly dragged, others say she flew straight into it. But one thing's clear, in 2025, you can leave Earth, but you can't escape the internet. So, was it inspiration or influencer overload? Drop your take in the comments, hit like if you're still with us, and subscribe for more breakdowns from orbit. Because this wasn't just a space trip, it was a spotlight meltdown.